Grahame, looking ahead to Saturday, big day of racing, start off Secret Admirer. What way will you head with her, do you think?
I'd say at this stage, Edward, she'll go to the George Rider. Simple reason, there'll be more tempo in the race, and she's a horse that needs a good strong tempo out the running of a race to see her do her best. She can't adapt to when they're just sitting sprints. We found that out in the past when she was probably a tad disappointing in the wiggle and also the Shannon quality. So bigger field, you'll know there'll be more tempo, so that's the right way to go. And plus it's much more realistic guide going towards the Doncaster. Every year the horses that run very well in the George Rider invariably run very well in Doncaster.
What do you think of her performance in the Coolmore?
She went outstanding, carried the 58, gave the winner 4.5 kilos. She ran very well and she was back on track.
How's her work been since then?
Outstanding, so we're very pleased the way she's heading up to her assignment on Saturday and then going on into the Doncaster.
And this will be her fourth run in this preparation, so fitness-wise, is she at her peak?
She's getting there, and coats come on, and we couldn't be any more happier the way she's progressed.
So from a training perspective, have you always planned to have her at her peak basically in time for the Doncaster?
Well, yes, that's the main goal. But all these races, they're very competitive races all the way through, and they're all stepping stones. So, we'd like to win one on the way through. She can't be re-handicapped now, running in a weight for age Saturday. So, she looks nicely placed with the 54 in the Doncaster.
You wouldn't be complaining if you picked up a Group 1 like this along the way?
Not at all, not at all. And so we're looking forward to Saturday.
Cabernet runs in the Queen of the Turf, a second to fibrillation last time, and that fibrillation form was proved to be good form on Saturday.
Yeah, that's correct. They actually came away and put a bit of a space on the other rivals in that race at Randwick in the Aspiration. So 1500 Rosehill should suit her very well. Stumbling blocks obviously more Joyce, but she's in good shape. Her main goal is the Emancipation Stakes here at Randwick in a couple of weeks' time, but it's another race to keep it ticking over in. But we're very pleased the way she's going, and she can certainly run into the money.
Plum runs in the Vinery, fifth in the Keith Nolan at Kembla Grange last time.
Yeah, ran very well. It was only beaten 1.3 lengths, and we think this filly's a filly of a lot of substance. And not thinking we're going to be beating Machine or anything like that, but she'll be hitting the line strongly, and we think she'll relish the 2,000 metres.
Is she a Group 1 horse?
We think she's a very good filly. So even though she's a maiden, she's only had 3 starts. It's a bit of a step up, but we think that this is a good race for her to head on into the Oaks.
Was it always a plan to run her in this race, or is it just the way it sort of panned out with not many horses nominating?
Well, we always had it down, and we always were going to run next week in the Adrian Knox, but she may be borderline getting a run in the Adrian Knox with limited prize money, and they have a barrier limit here at Randwick, so we knew that they were going to struggle for horses to run in this week in the Vinery, because the fillies race have been a bit thin in Sydney over the last couple of months, and I guess Machine's probably frightened a few away with Streamer, so it's a good opportunity to get a bit of black Group 1 placing and get her prize money up.
So realistically, when you're taking on fillies like Machine and Streamer, you're basically running for that third spot?
That's right, but it's also it's 2 weeks to the Oaks, so it gives us a nice platform to head on into the Oaks if we perform up to our best.
And do you feel she's a mile and a half, mile and a quarter sort of filly?
Yeah, well, she's out of a military plume there, so in Costa Lago, lovely big strong filly, and she's done everything to please us, and she's progressed along really well right throughout her preparation.
And in the Bayou Handicap, you've got Red Hot Chilies, finished behind Jade Marauder last time out.
Yeah, it was hitting the line strongly. We feel this filly is a filly for next year when she gets over the distances. She's running 1400 on Saturday. She's a really nice filly, and I think once she gets up to a mile and plus, we'll be seeing the best of her.
So you think she's better for next year, but in terms of this campaign, what's the plan?
Well, she'll run Saturday, hopefully, and then she'll run in the Fernhill Handicap here at Randwick in 2 weeks' time at 1,600 metres, and then we'll turn her out. But she's certainly a filly that I'd be earmarking for the VRC Oaks later in the spring.